So this is coming from the OpenStreet server, data map server is loading your data, the maps or tile depending, and view class is like you get your maps and you select the view part, but the central part of the your maps and then the zoom level, and if you depending how much area you cover for your applications, and if you have a really big area need to be covered, you need to be down level zoom level maybe 6 or 7. If you have a really small area of application to need to cover, then you can really see the detailed information. This is the zoom level depending how much you try to see the detailed information. As like if you zoom in zoom out into the Google Maps or OpenStreet Maps, you can see the how is detailed zoom in zoom out in the impact. The style means we have a special customized style. Maybe you need a color styling or maybe text styling. And if you have a lot of the possibility, like if you have a 4 types of the buildings or properties, buildings or plots type like commercial, industrial, or residential or mixed uses, then you put it like four different colors, and then you can style it those information with the styling class. So vector layers as a vector layers into the base maps and vector sources, which and then you have a features like the all type of features. The geometry type means feature means the geometry. With geometry you try to present or to be view into the maps is like point, line, polygons, and then that's I will show you how how is the sequences works. And then vector layers, you add the vectors into the vector sources, and finally vector class itself from the layers, add the vector sources into the vector layers. So this is basically at the moment what I am using into my application to build one specific web plots means polygon object, and then how can you pop up, or you can when you mouse over or mouse click into the respective object and you see in the sidebar in the window, you can see the detailed information about the specific plots or buildings or floor, or depending which object you are clicked in or which object you are mouse over. So here you see that some source code. I will show you the detail when I did the implementation where I did how. So you see the polygon geometry coordinate points. That means when you try to build any specific geometry, like doesn't matter which geometry you are try to build, point, line, polygons, and then it's a polygon geometry. You have the polygons, like you have a first code in the at least 4 points, like you have a first points and the last point for. This is one of the things you need to be remember, because if you try to use the OpenLayers, the normally OpenLayer don't close automatically the polygon, the first point and last point. You need to be programmatically, or you need to be set the first point and last. And see that the first point and last point is the same, and at least that means at least you need 4 points for building the one polygon geometry. From the polygon feature geometry with respective properties, this is one of the most important part. That's you see if you build the features like new OL features, that's I already said, the feature class and build the features, and it has a geometry, and then this is the most important one. This is the one of the important part. Many beginners or many professionals don't know how it works. So you have the properties like you have the object float information. I will show you when I did the development object information many attributes. You put it like as a JSON string, and then after that when you are in the mouse over with these polygons, and you see the detailed information in the sidebar, even in the pop-up. So be careful. This is the most important part to get really proper way. The professional application look like that way. You have a geometry, you build the geometry somehow from clicking the maps, and you have a coordinates, you put it the coordinates points, and you just get the polygons coordinates. So geometry, and this is the put your objects. That means this is the your models, your own customized models to control what information you try to see or you try to visualize into the maps. It doesn't matter in the map sidebar, or it doesn't matter in the map pop-up. When the user said, okay, I needed this information in the sidebar or in the pop-up, when after the clicking the mouse or mouse over, depending on, I will show you what is this. So then I have a coordinate transformation because there, you know, the two different coordinate systems, a meter system and degree meter second systems. So I automatically transform the, you see the degree minute systems. So I automatically transform from the different projection systems, transformation systems, and then after that on the transformation system based on this my polygon, what I have it here features class, and then I add it in the vector sources as a vector class definition. I add the features, means this is the features. I have a geometry and my own custom models. So definition of vector layers with the vector sources, you see that it's clear, and finally add the layer into the maps. So you see what I discussed in the last slides, all the respective classes that I define here, they use in feature class, and this is the vector class, and this is the vector and the source vector class and layer vector class, and finally add the methods from the maps, add layers and add the vector layers into the maps. Then it's layer the overlay into the your base maps from the OpenStreetMaps. I will give it to you detailed information when I start development. So here's one of the geoportal part that I said the last screencast was about that one. It's depend because this is enterprise application. The lot of governmental institute or departments like have to handle different part of the applications. The only application means some part of the application, the content of the applications has to be handled by one department. They can do create, update, and delete. But some of the institute or application or the department can only handle only the viewing. That means when you did your registration, like you register your address, then you can see only where my respective user address is located. And when you did the plot registration, where my plot is located, that's he can see. But this department only see the information. So that's I say this is the content management systems, which part of the application which user can use it. That's the privileges you need to be handled. And this is one of the application that I said this is the one of the enterprise application to handle all the aspects, all the process, what we did in the professional life every day. That's you need to be think about how you can think it about even though you can learn it how it's in the professional life how it did. Not doing some fun videos like some fun. No, this is I said this is one of my like 12 years experience how the enterprise application build, how enterprise application thinking, and how the team works, the resources and the new concept and techniques works. So it's not development, it's a presentation, is not development, it's completely one full stack development. That means you develop your application, you deploy your application into the client machine, even though after the deployment into the clients, and you have the operations of supporting systems. That's why I say. So you say the very beginning, if you have a geoportal applications and you have all the respective registration maps and there is a blank place, that's I said this is the sidebar information. When someone will click it here and he can see the sidebar information, even though someone click it the object and he can see the pop-ups. That's why this is the very beginning of the application, can see okay where the information can maybe see. This is the that's I said this is the only the relative mock-ups for the application. Maybe in future we will change it for some reason for any requirements or any specifications. You see that's what I said. So we have a registration process for the addresses user, a registration process the plot and buildings and floor and units. And this is the interactive maps. That means when you mouse over and then you get it information in here. So for depending which object UI, if you have address address portal, you can go there and then you can see all the user and how the user is distributed into the respective application areas. So buildings and plot, building, floor and units. You see the detailed information, and this is the exactly into the HTML form. When I build the HTML form like Angular forms like template form or reactive forms, and exactly same model I use it here. So this is I said here is the information, this is the plot info, this is the models that I'm talking about, that one. So here, so when I did the non-geo part, like your basic web application, like you can create, update, delete the and or respective, and read the respective, the plot information, address information, building information, fluid information,